Yeah, hi, here's Elizabeth Holleman, your mind expert coach. There is this topic that I've been wondering, and especially now I'm thinking about people from, let's say, from our cultures, from African cultures. What do you actually do to, like, what do you do for your own self that you say, I am investing time in myself? I would like to do this because I feel this part of it is missing. You know, you're doing some, I would call it personal development, but not again on personal development. What I want to know is that what exactly do you do to regenerate energy as a person? And particularly I'm looking at us women who are maybe have families, who are looking after people, after children, married. How do you regenerate your energy? How do you invest in yourself? What do you do actually to just take that time off for yourself and just say, I'm going to go out, I'm going to maybe take a walk, you know, like in Germany we'd say wandern, or you'd say, okay, today I want to go and look at, you know, do a course that I would always wanted to do, not because of any exam results, but it is something that I always wanted to do for myself. You see, I came across an image, which I hope that I'm going to get it up, also posted. And this image was actually, it's in 4 parts, and it's explaining actually our life in the educational institutions. It shows, as I think, a student who is climbing up a hill, and it's written school, and the comment there on that block is almost done. And then we look at the next image, which is on the other, it's divided into 4, the other quarter, the second quarter. It shows that the child or this person is now gone up to high school, and the comment there is almost. And then you have the third quarter, which is showing now you are near to the peak of that mountain which you've been climbing in image number 1, number 2, and now number 3. You're just remaining a wee bit to get to the cap of that mountain, and that is what is written college. And then there's this shock. You get to the peak and you see yourself going on a big fall, which they have called in this, oh shit, this is life. What I saw about this is that most people found it, you know, funny, but it got me thinking and just saying, our institutions, and I'm saying our institutions when I mean global institutions everywhere in the world, they prepare you for all the theories. They prepare students for everything that is theoretical. If you remember Kiyosaki, Robert Kiyosaki, who says that his parents told him that he had to go through school, he had to study this, but never did they tell him, and including the institutions, tell him which tools he needed in life. So when you come to life, you really find yourself, you know, completely like when you're falling down from an aeroplane without a parachute. Nobody told you as you're getting out of the plane you may need a parachute. And they never told you that for this parachute you may need to have those skills, learning how to step out of the plane as it's flying, what type of wind to look out for. So you are stepping out of this plane, jumping out, going into life without the skills of how to live life, without the most important part of the skills that are not necessarily relating to those institutions that you have been visiting. So my question back again to you, now that you know that this is something that is really important, what are you then going to be doing after you've learned, I really need to find out about what else can I do to enhance that knowledge that I have, that I don't necessarily have to go to the university, sit for an exam. Some of us are really, really addicted to sitting exams, getting a certificate or getting a degree or getting this, that and the other. But we neglect the life part. How about if I go out and I find out, how can I increase my negotiating skills? How can I increase my communication skills? And what about I'm lacking confidence? Is there somewhere where I could get help as far as my lack of confidence is concerned, lack of being assertive? I don't want to be rude, but I want to be assertive. I'd like to say something and I like to be firm, and I don't want to appear rude about it, but I'd like that if somebody's reading this, they really understand where I'm coming from, and also appreciate the words and the terms that I've already used. So again, what are you doing for yourself to make sure that some of these things that you are maybe not aware of, you could try and find out and get and obtain them, and also acquire those skills that you need? Or if you have already some of those skills, what are you doing actually to use them? You see, we are role models also for our children, particularly now I'm looking at on the other side where we are parents, where we are mothers. We are role models for children. And if my child sees that mom is only working and working and working and never having even time off to do anything, what message are we giving our children there? What message do you think that children are getting? This is not a life I would like to lead. And as a result, they take the 360-degree, the other extreme of, I never want to do this. But if you find a middle way where you tell children, look, for you, it is necessary in your life that you take time off to do some things that you really love, that you don't need to explain to anybody why I'd love to do this. My dream, for example, is to do the Jacobs trip. It is something that I've been planning to do. I'm planning to do it, and it is something that is in my bucket list. It has got nothing to do with being spiritual. It has nothing to do with being religious. It is something that a challenge that I had for myself, that I said, if I was to take time out, if everything was conducive, everything was in place, that is something that I would like to do. So what would you love to do yourself is my question. If you are given and you're told today you have 1 day out of 366 and a quarter days in the year to do just what you'd like to do without being apologetic, without having to explain to anybody why you're doing it, just for yourself, what would it be? Something that you didn't need to have that is necessarily in an institution, but something that you can gain it either from somebody that is your role model. You can do it at a seminar, workshop, or whatever. It doesn't matter, but it is something that you come out and you say, this is what I've always wanted to do. This is something I'd like to do, and I'd like to see myself doing this more often. Taking time off for myself, being mindful with yourself, being appreciative of yourself, and just gaining more of those life skills that you really dearly need in life. Yeah, let's hear what you think about it, and yeah, look forward to to hearing your opinion as to what are those skills that you'd like to acquire without necessarily having to go through what I'm just calling, quote unquote, the educational institutions. Thank you.